Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript party, and there's my buddy Rhett, and I just got done with a big long rant about you know how unfair things are really for programmers in general, but then how doubly and triply unfair things are for like H1B programmers. And so that's in my use it or lose it area playlist. I don't like doing those because, they definitely, it's not going to help me. It's not something that'll help me and has a lot of potential to hurt me, but I feel like I have to do it, unfortunately. So I did. So yesterday I noticed that, like for some of the, on the ST side, for some of the things, some of the objects, I did not include the ID. And I do think that it's important because to include the ID because like all the truth of everything is going to be tied to those IDs. So like I added this three scene here, and I believe that I'll do a good job, and I'll always keep this three scene pointing at the right thing. But I don't. I know just from history that it's really easy for those to get out of sync. But if I have the ID, I'll always have be able to go reference like the source, which is on the three side, which will have a reference to the correct scene. And so, it's just useful to do that. So, and then I was very surprised to find out that I had actually done some of them. So I had this ST camera ID, and it was just like, oh. So yeah, it was something I had thought of, but then I didn't kind of stick with. That's probably what I want to fix today. So basically, I want to have like an ST geometry ID. And the main reason I would love to just name it ID, but I do want to have like, I feel like when I'm actually working with this, the it is a pain in the butt to type. And I was watching that Angular thing, and they said TypeScript's for people who like to type. Oh my God, that's so true. And I don't really like typing, although I don't mind typing. It would be nice if it was just ID, but if I have to choose between typing a little extra or being a little more confused, I would rather fail on the being, I'd rather type more than be more confused. So that's why I do that. Now, but here's where the strength of the TypeScript comes in. This used to be a very difficult thing. And I hit save, and figuring out everywhere that this needs to be updated used to be difficult, and now it's simple. And it was the kind of thing that would get more as the application got bigger, the more difficult it would get. But it doesn't get any harder now as the application gets bigger. So right now it wouldn't be that hard to do a control F for ST geometry and go find all the places and fix it. But on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe doing a control F, let's say that's a 1. And let's say using the letting the TypeScript transpiler do it for you is a 1, right? So there's no benefit. But when we get up to an enormous application, it still stays a 1, maybe a 1.1 or 1.5 as the application gets bigger with the TypeScript, but it can become like 100 or 1,000. It can be, or a 10, because, especially if you have things that are using like array indexes to figure stuff out, it could be very, very difficult to determine things if you don't strongly type. So that is that. This is telling us, say there's a problem, and this is why there's a problem. So let's go over here. This is telling us there's a problem on line 48 of app component.ts. We have an ST geometry, and we did not add that. So this I don't care about, right? Because this is going away. So -1, comma. And one thing that I keep going back and forth on, and all that, is the semicolons in this thing. Whether I use semicolons nothing, or commas. I keep going back and forth. I think I want to do semicolons. So I don't know. I got a real Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing going there, where every time I go in one of these things, I think I change it. So let's scroll down there. It looks like everything is happy now. Okay, so that was our geometry. I think our camera is good. Let's go look at our material. Okay, so we want ST material ID. And that is a number. A never. I wonder what that is for. I've never actually used that. So here, yeah, so here I already have it as semicolons. So I feel good about that. Hit save, wait for your stuff to break. This is the one that tells me why it's broken. And this is what tells me what is in fact broken. So, right? Is that right? No, other way around. This. I don't even know. I guess it was telling me twice why it was broken. Okay, so this one I don't care about, so I'm just going to make it a number 1. ST material ID. Like this code will all be deleted at some point, and it needs a comma, not a semicolon. Hit save. I think we have another one that's broken. No, we do not. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. Mesh service. Nope, I'm in the wrong. I want to be in the mesh interface.
What?
Let's go to interfaces, mesh. And ST mesh has to have ST mesh ID. And that's a number. And we want semicolons everywhere. Right now. Tomorrow I'll probably have a different opinion. And I really don't even know. Like I guess that's why I kind of have this random number generator on doing things, and that's probably why like there's no benefit in any direction, so it's kind of got me in a weird spot. I feel like we have a different issue here, but maybe not. ST meshes. Okay, so I have a whole.
What?
So it's upset here.
Wow.
I know, Rhett. I know. And I think there's only one. So let's see, ST mesh ID colon -1 comma save. And that's fixed. Okay, so let's go back up to the interfaces. And we did mesh. Oh. And okay, so we already have renderer. Pretty sure we already have scene. Oh no, we do not. ST scene under ID. And I'm thinking this one will be broken in 2 places. Colon number. We know this first one is going to be broken, and this is in. Okay, so this is a scene service, so I do care about this one. And we have our scene ID, so we want to swap these 2 lines. The first thing it should do is get the next available ID, and then we want to ST scene ID. And I think I can just hit a comma. Well, I'm just going to do this. Oh, no. Yeah, we can't just do that. Okay, I was thinking I could just... that the name was the same, but no, this is called scene ID, not ST scene ID. All right, so that's happy. I think we still have another problem, I would imagine, in the app, yeah. And there we'll just name it, we'll make it a -1. Because this one doesn't use it at all. The other one doesn't use it either. So, you know, it's just something that's for future use. that will be a lot harder to implement in the future. All right. So that is that. I think we still need to implement the mesh service, right? So if we go like the mesh has a material which is implemented and a geometry. And so that is on the 3 side. So we're going to want to do something like that in mesh. And then over here in this mesh service, we're going to want for it to be something along the lines of similar to this. And then at that point, we'll be able to, oh, something is wrong. See, this is weird. Why didn't the compiler catch that? The transpiler. What if I kill this and then I restart it? But that is pretty annoying. Oh, it's because I don't actually use it. I haven't actually implemented it anywhere. So let me go here. I did not realize that's a thing, and that's definitely not always going to be a thing. So that will be interesting. That was the kind of thing that you end up like when eventually, and then that definitely should not be called material ID. Am I in material? Oh, I'm in material. Okay, for some reason. So this is called create base. Oh man, I got a mess. Marty's got a mess. So we got some more messy mistakes to fix. So this is create base material. And I actually don't think I'm using it anywhere, so I don't think that will cause any breakages. But anyway, so now we got into material, and it's just so easy to make mistakes like that, especially when you're doing like boilerplate. That's probably the biggest downside to boilerplate is, you do the copy paste and you're sort of carefully updating everything, and it's just almost guaranteed that you're going to miss something. And if you don't fix it when you see it immediately, like literally, that's the kind of thing that literally every day that goes by, it gets a little bit harder. And then it can get to the point where it's going to be impossible to fix. So the sooner you fix something like that, the better. This thing is upset. And it was weird to me that I wasn't getting transpiler errors when I made those changes in the interface. Geometry ID is equal to geometry ID, comma. All right, so that's good. And I would, that is the kind of mistake that I make all the time, and I see other people make all the time. And honestly, those are, when I'm like doing a PR, those are like the number one things I'm looking for is like just little mistakes, like especially if there's a lot of boilerplate in that PR, just little things that you miss, like that, where the things aren't named quite right because you just miss it when you do the copy. Humans are horrible at that. But anyways, 13 minutes is a great time. Tomorrow I will go and we will do this. We will update the mesh service, I believe. Yeah, the mesh services, the 2 mesh services. And then once those are done, then we'll implement a couple of them into our little guy up here, our little guy up here. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to have this thing, but not animated. And then we'll animate it. And once that's done, we'll do a round of unit test updating and a round of C to C update, E to E updating, and end test updating. And then we'll decide. I think then it probably makes sense to get rid of this big one here and get rid of the default one there. And then check all the unit tests again, because see, right now we're getting like these fake positive 100% test coverage because they're getting executed as part of app, which so they're not getting tested on their own, standing on their own legs getting tested. They're getting tested as part of just this automatic code that's running just so that we can have cool videos. But then I want to put like three buttons like in this upper left, and then when you click it, you have the choice to add a one of these things, add a visualization, and then and then you could add a bunch of visualizations, and hopefully we can get that working. And if that works, then the cool thing will be to get unit tests and ed, and I think that's the point where we are done with getting started. Getting started is that branch is over, and we can figure out what the next steps are after that. So it's a long ways to go. I'm hoping to be through that before the end of March. I hope we're not still like sort of toiling away at this sort of infrastructure, sort of foundational work. I hope it is kind of like when you watch like a skyscraper being built, where you like just for months and months and months you see them just doing stuff, just nothing's happening. You just see them put the fence up, all this equipment's going in and out, and then all of a sudden you see the whole thing get built out. Hopefully that's the experience that we get to have. Oh yeah, and then when it creates all the individual ones, I'm hoping this will be random. Like we'll have like a bunch of different kinds of meshes that can show up. That would be nice. Anyways, everybody, happy coding. Bye.